Yo, what's up everybody? Back out here in the garden. It's been a little while since I've been on the vlog game. Last week I was out in Vegas for a trade show for work, and then I got sick as soon as I came back, so just kind of laid around and didn't really do anything. Went to work on like Monday and Tuesday, and then left half day on Wednesday, so kind of kicked my ass for like 5 days, and I'm still a little Rudolphy and nasally, so bear with me here. But take you guys on a quick tour of the garden just to see what's growing here. You can see, I'm trying to get a little bit better, a little more stable. But you can see the garlic is taking off here, and obviously we got a shit ton of weeds growing in there as well. So, and some of these aren't even weeds. Like we've got mint right here, and then a lot of this stuff is actually tomatoes, even some cucumbers mixed in there too. So I'm just gonna let it grow for right now, and then maybe maybe poach them, and if they grow well enough, sell them at the farmer's market or something like that. So, or really just probably run Facebook ads and just try to sell them that way. So, thinking about doing that. And then, just wanted to get a little bit more like concise, cause on this couple of days I was down, I was trying to, edit videos and stuff, and just realizing that, I'm not like, I'm being too informational, kind of worrying a little bit too much about like what people might think, or all that crap that comes with like recording stuff. So I just want to be a little bit more concise and just get down to the nitty gritty, just show you everything here. And it's a little difficult with a front facing camera, but it's the only way I can kind of keep track on like if my face is actually even on the screen when I'm trying to do this video. So just a quick update here, it's about to rain, so I wanted to get out here. It's supposed to rain at 9:30 and it's like 9:25. But you see here, got the turnips, and I think that they're starting to get a little bug action on there. So once the rains pass, we'll swoop over everything with some neem oil. It's an organic and natural pesticide. It's actually used in like soaps and things like that. Coming over here, you can see some of the tomatoes, and these are in the root trappers. So keep in mind, like I don't think any of these got the mycorrhizae, so they're just surviving on, got some fertilizer in some of them and silica sands in the other half, so did every other one. And then you can see we got some strawberries over here. And then coming back around, we got tomatoes and Swiss chard there. Got tomato and radishes there. Tomato and spinach, tomato and spinach. So spinach just came up a little bit late. I thought that these three were completely empty, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna throw some tomatoes in there. And then over here, I believe those are probably turnips again. Yeah, because they've got like the spiky leaves. And I thought it was just like bug damage. There's like some white spots kind of on these leaves, but I think it almost looks more like texture. So I think that must be just like a characteristic of the turnip leaves, which look really similar to radishes. So like those are the turnips, and then radishes are right over here. So really similar, even the same kind of pattern on the leaves. So makes me feel a little bit better that at least it's healthy, not getting attacked by bugs. Then here we've got tomatoes, carrots, tomatoes, and lettuce. And I really didn't even check the companion planting chart before I did all that, but I think they'll be okay. And a lot of that stuff is going to come out before the tomatoes start needing a lot of nutrition and all that. But coming over here, you can see the raspberry patch is doing really well, and we've got the bamboo and wire trellis running along here. I haven't really secured any of the vines to the trellis yet. I was going to let them get a little bit taller. And you can see some of these are still just standing on their own and doing just fine. So, and then others have kind of worked their way, a little bit more over towards the vine. So like this one would really benefit if it reaches to get over there. Look in there, you can see we got a ladybug. It just ran right around the other side, but ladybugs in the garden are a really good sign. I just made a post about this the other day, but they'll take care of like whiteflies, thrips, those small little pests. And then check this out. This is the blackberry vine. I think it's the Natchez, is the variety. So I hacked the shit out of this thing when I pruned it up. Kind of made like not really a good, it wasn't really a good video because I tried to, you know, do that video about pruning raspberries and blackberries, and then I hacked the hell out of this thing. Didn't really realize that I shouldn't trim the side branches down, but even doing that, you know, there's still a huge amount of growth, and you can see there's tons of flowers, so I think we'll actually see some blackberries this year. And then coming over here, got the currant. It's got a lot going on, and you know, other than that, everything's growing pretty strong. So coming back over here, okay, here's the onions in the middle row, and then we got some rogue tomatoes coming up as well. So I'm just gonna let them go and see what happens. And then over here is what I'm gonna attempt to do before the rains set in. You can see we got this row here. So on down the line, I'll start up there probably with some peppers, you know, the taller varieties first, and then work our way down. So the only thing I really have to be mindful of is that, you know, to see if they're going to get enough sunlight with tomatoes lining both sides of the aisle here. So I think it'll be fine, you know, but good thing is the tomatoes are in root pouches, so we can always move those. And then, you know, really from here, just going to probably plant them at like 1 foot intervals, maybe even tighter than that. And then at some point we're going to run some netting over the top to support the fruiting and the flowering. What you chewing on? So I'm going to get busted on that. It's starting to rain a little bit here, so you know, I'll check back in. Don't want to get my phone wet since it's got a little crack in the top corner there. So I'm going to get this planted, check back in once it's all done. Alright, so I do want to show you guys a quick update of the peppers, where they're at in the stage of their growing. So obviously they're doing, you know, pretty awesome. Got a mix of cayenne, bell pepper, jalapeno, ghost peppers, and habaneros. So I'm pretty sure there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's one I missed. I think many sweet bells are also in there. So I'm going to get these planted out, you know, probably put the taller ones in the back, which would be the north side, and then, you know, work our way back to the shorter varieties. So probably the ghost peppers and the habaneros, the, you know, hotter peppers are probably a little bit more compact. So we're going to get busting on that, and then we're going to do some Topgolf with my brother and his girlfriend a little bit later on. So got a little bit of a deadline, so I'm going to get this done and then keep you posted on the update, or on how it looks in the garden, you know, if it's not pouring down by then. Alright, so of course I'm about to get started out here, and it's starting to pour down pretty steady. So I wanted to kind of just go over a couple of things that I'm doing when I'm planting within that ground cover. So what I'm going to do is take like soil knife, and I'll just probably like make an X, and that'll open up a nice little area. You know, that's a woven fabric, so once I do that, it'll kind of cut that weave, and then open up the ground. So I've tilled over that, or tilled that under, or whatever, you know, a little bit earlier this year. Threw down some fertilizer and some, you know, compost, and, you know, some amendments and stuff like that. And then, so what I'm going to do is also plug in some GroTabs. I've just got like a sample bag that I got from work. Doing a little, not really a test. I've grown with them before, and they work awesome. So it's just a little tablet of fertilizer, beneficial fungus and bacteria, and basically just helps form like a shield around the roots. It's kind of like an insurance plan for your plants, is what they call it. A lot of landscapers will use them for their trees, like when they plant it. That mycorrhizae really helps to, sorry, I'm trying to find the right lighting here, but that mycorrhizae really helps to, you know, deliver nutrients to the plants, help it, you know, be more resistant to disease and fungus and all that sort of stuff. So it's pretty versatile fungus, mycorrhizae. I think that we're just beginning to kind of understand the real implications of, you know, beneficial microbes, and it's kind of like a prebiotic or a probiotic, like that you would take for your stomach. Same sort of concept, you know, just beneficial microbes, and cultures and things like that. So I'm going to plant those in with the peppers. I think that's going to be a huge help. It's very natural fertilizer, and it'll last, at least a month. So just wanted to kind of explain that little process. So I'm going to go out, get soaked, and get this done, so that, just what you got to do sometimes when you're growing, especially when you're growing 4 people. So maybe throw on a sweatshirt or something and get to work. You're okay. That was good. You got points.